Hi, I'm Gia and I've been a celebrity makeup artist for the past 20 years. I am fascinated by makeup and how politics dictates beauty and how we feel about our appearance. On True Reflections, you get to peek behind the curtain and find out what your favourite celebrities really feel about their appearance when the glare of the media is upon them. So who is with me today? My guest today has grown her TikTok audience to over 5.5 million users, sharing her daily Get Ready With Me makeup routines with you and being part of the influencer generation that we are looking to for the latest makeup products we all must have. So welcome to True Reflections at just 18 years old. It's Tallulah Metcalfe.
Hi everybody.
Hi Tallulah, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's an honour.
Well, welcome to the studio.
It's amazing,
the rather pink studio. So I am fascinated about, you are like literally the ultimate beauty generation from social media.
Thank you.
So I grew up, there was one magazine that we all read, it's called Just 17, and whatever they told us that we should do with our makeup, we did. One magazine, and we didn't know what we were doing, literally. And you started quite a few years ago, and you've now got 5.5 million followers on TikTok. Talk to me about that journey. How has that journey been on social media and talking about beauty?
Honestly, it's a shock to me every single day waking up to this life. I mean, I'm going to say a normal teenager living their normal life in secondary school. And I've always been obsessed with like beauty influencers and makeup and social media. And one day I was like, I want to try it out for myself, and I did, and ever since then my whole life has changed in the best way possible, and I couldn't ask for anything better. I was just a normal girl in secondary school. I would say I was never really academic. That was never my strong point in school. I never really took interest into school, even though I should have, but it was just never what I was interested in. I was always interested of like what people were doing online, what people were doing on social media, and I was in something called the Army Cadet Force, where it's like young people can sort of train to then, if they wanted to be older, be in the army. And I loved that. It was like my whole priority in life. I loved it. And I decided one day when I got home from school, instead of doing what I needed to do and revising, I kind of was like, right, I want to experience this. I want to give it a go. I opened TikTok and I saw that Get Ready With Me's were trending at the time. And I was like, right, I'm going to cadets later on. Why don't I make a Get Ready With Me and just see how it does? I didn't really think about what people would say in school or anything. I just kind of did it and didn't think anything of it. Before I started that, I also did relatable content and stuff, but that was just always around on TikTok. But as I did my makeup, got ready for cadets, put my hair in a bun, posted it, not thought anything, and I woke up the next morning and I think it had over 24 million. I don't know what it's at now, but it's like over the millions. It's got loads, and I was shocked. I didn't know what was going on. I went downstairs to my mum. I was like, Mum, what's happening? She was like,
right? Is this actually right? Is that the right number?
I was like, Mum, there's a glitch. Like, I don't know what I've done. She's like, Tallulah, how many people is that? I was like, I don't know. So everyone was like, oh my goodness, I love your style. I love the way you do your makeup. Everyone in the comments was like, who is this girl? Like, where's she gone from? I'm like, I don't know myself. And all of a sudden, everyone just became like, I just created this like whole family on TikTok so quick because, like I said, before I made that, I was just a normal girl coming home from school.
Did it keep blowing up?
It kept going so fast. So as I said, like, I was just downstairs playing with my little sister, etc. Went upstairs, made a video, and then before I knew it, next week I had nearly 2 million followers.
That's extraordinary.
Because I've like seen people, because I've always been obsessed with social media since I was like a little girl, like I'm going to say like 9 years old. I was always on my iPad, little iPad kid, filming little videos.
Musically.
I didn't post on Musical.ly, but I was a Musical.ly girl. But yeah. I always just used to record videos on my mum's iPad of just me doing like little hauls of what sweets I got today or something. I was always obsessed with just talking to a camera. So once I like saw this opening and I saw this like, I'm gonna say like a gift, because obviously I didn't ask for this. Well, I did. I've always wanted it, but it was kind of like a gift in a sense. I was like, right, I need to take it and run with it. So I kept going and I kept doing what everyone wanted. I kept getting ready and I continued to do it. And my following, it just skyrocketed out of nowhere, and I created a massive little family, and I love it.
How long ago was that?
That was back when I was in about year 10. I don't know what... I'm
I
gonna
never know what age is year.
Year 10. Oh my goodness, what year was that?
How old were you?
I was about 16.
Okay.
So, yeah, about 2 years ago now, it started skyrocketing, and my whole entire life just changed for the better.
2 years? I mean, that is extraordinary.
I still feel like I'm learning the ropes now, honestly.
That is absolutely... But you're sort of a native because you've kind of grown up with it. So it is like having a phone in your hand is the most natural thing in the world.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But how did that reaction with your school friends? How did people treat you at school?
So obviously at the beginning I was saying that I didn't really think about what people were saying at school. And now obviously I live up near Newcastle. It's not really like London where everyone's posting whatever. In Newcastle it's a bit more down low on the quiet zone. So once I was doing all this out of school, all this crazy stuff out of school, people were happy for me, but then other people weren't so happy for me. And in school I was never popular. I was never that like popular girl. I get a lot of comments asking like, oh, were you popular in school? Did you have a lot of friends? No, I kind of stuck with like the same 3 friends for like the whole 5 years. I never had a lot of attention in school. So once all this came about, it was a bit crazy to me, because then in school everyone knew who I was, everyone was talking about me, not so in the best ways now and then, but it is what it is. I mean, like, deep down I know when you've got something good, someone's not going to like that, and someone's not going to like that you're doing that or anything. But
well, that's good that you had that foresight to see that, because it, you know, that pressure as a teenager and your peers, your mates, and your school friends, when people are sort of not being particularly nice, it's hard. But it's lovely that you saw that actually this is something I'm doing that's really amazing. Ignore the haters.
Honestly, like, I wasn't even phased. Well, I was phased by it, but at the same time, I was more concentrated about this is what I've wanted for years, and I'm getting it. I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm just going to let that keep me going, because, I mean, I'm obviously doing something right if someone's not liking it. Does that make sense?
What do you think you were doing right? What do you think was the secret sauce that made people engage so much?
I've always said this, and I always try and keep like this person. I was very authentic. I was very just say it how it is. So say I was
good
getting
northern
ready.
lass. I love her good northern lass.
Say it how it is. But if I wasn't having a good day, or if I woke up and I just wasn't feeling all right, I would just put the camera up in front of my mirror and be like, I'm not having a good day. I look awful. I look awful. And people loved it because. But about 2 years ago, when I watched other people's get ready with me's and watching other people got ready for school, it was very, I'm going to say, glamorized. Like, they would put on their makeup, there would be a pretty sound over it, and then there was me who would shove the camera in front of their face with bed hair and be like, I don't want to go to school today. I think that's
so nice. I love that. I just don't want to go to school today. And
I was like, I don't want to do maths today, guys. Like, I don't want to do this.
And everyone really connect with that.
Like, the amount of comments, like, it was always like, oh, you're so relatable. Oh, I relate to you so much. You're so real. You're so down to earth. I think that's what made people kind of not necessarily connect to my page, but also grow up with me. I feel like all my followers have kind of grew up with me. Like, they grew out of school with me.
Do you think that the social media was like, because you might have had a slight bit of rejection and pushback from people at school, we're probably just jealous in a night, you know, as kids are, and etc. But do you think that your social media, because of all the comments and everything, that became like more of your community than actually school and your mates, some of the schoolmates?
100%, because like I said, I wasn't popular in school, so I feel like I had my own little family outside of my family in school. Does that make sense? So I remember I was doing it for about a year now, and some of my like fans who were following me on my page, they made a little fan page and a little fandom of me, and they used to like speak to me on a group chat, and I used to be their best friends. They used to be my best friends, and I loved it. I've made so many friends through social media.
Well, I think that's absolutely beautiful. And how did you, if you had any pushback from social media, how did you feel about that sort of social bullying? Have you managed to miss that, or have you had a little bit of that?
There was a time, I'd say, again, into about a year of me doing social media when it skyrocketed, where I did get hated on quite a lot. And obviously I've never dealt with anything like that before. I was very quiet. I was very to myself. So I would say it took a toll on me a little bit. But obviously I just kind of, my mum's like my closest person to me. Like, I just spoke to her about it, and she was like, look what you have now. you're obviously going to get some hate and it's going to blow over in the next few weeks. You're going to be fine, keep going, keep being yourself, and it'll blow over. And it did upset me quite a bit, but she was right.
You've learnt from it.
I've learnt from it, but you're always going to get it, aren't you? It's social media.
And what would you say to, because I think you're a really good person to be advising people who are trying to get more on social media or they're having issues at school. What sort of advice would you give people, young girls?
Definitely. I feel like everyone says this though, and I just feel like I don't want to be that bland person, but I always just spoke to someone about it. Or if I didn't speak to anybody about it, I'd honestly just... It's so hard to explain because myself, I just kind of dealt with it. I either, if it got really bad, I'd speak to my mum, but I just kept it to myself and I just sat there in my room and I dealt with it. Like, that sounds really bad, but that's what I did. And I hate when people say, oh, give advice. Like, what would you say to people? I don't want to give them false advice of what didn't help me. But when I was getting hated on, people disliked me, I either just kept it to myself and I just knew, like, well, someone's not going to like me, but someone will.
That's the key, isn't it? It's just like, it's pulling back and looking at it in a bigger picture and going, well, not everyone's going to always like you.
You're the only person who can fix your own mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. So I just kept posting through it. You know what? I just post a TikTok about it.
Yeah,
I'm quite honest. That was my coping mechanism. I just post a TikTok, but like, guys, I don't like this. Like, why are you saying this? That is genuinely what I did, and everyone can agree on my. I just used to say it how it is on my TikTok.
Authenticity. So in Australia at the moment, they've just started this ban: under 16s not allowed to use social media.
I saw this.
So how are you feeling about that?
I mean, personally, I don't know what I'd do. Like I said, social media was like my life when I was a child, and not when I was a child, but when I was younger. So to think that there's going to be a ban, I can understand why they want to ban it, but I also feel as if it's so big now. I don't know how I'd be able to live, honestly. I spent half my life on there.
But it is, do you see it as a healthy thing? Have you managed to navigate it in a way? Because everyone I have on the podcast, all ages, all demographics, men, women, we all focus, social media is such a big part about how we feel about ourselves, our self-confidence, our appearance, and it is a big talking point. And you are literally at the sort of heart of the sort of social media beauty boom. And if they're not going to allow young kids under 16 to be going on social media, do you think it can be done in a healthy way?
I feel like it can be done in a healthy way, yes, but obviously I do understand the reasons why they want to ban it. Like I said, like there are bad things on social media, but like you said, there are some people, I'm not bigging myself up here, but there are some people like me and my friends who are online spreading like all like positivity and helping young people. And like, I mean, I didn't teach myself how to do makeup. I learned how to do makeup off other people on social media and like things like that. So it can be a healthy thing, but I feel like, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does know the answer, and I think it's really difficult because there are sort of...
It's 50-50, like, I don't know.
No, totally. I mean, it is weird. It is weird. But onto the beauty sort of parts, the fun bit, the makeup products, etc. Did you start off, the products you used at the beginning compared to what you use now, did you have any online mega fails? You're like, oh my God, why did I post that video?
Oh, I did. I really did. So I've went through a lot of eras. A lot of phases. I mean, a lot.
Well, tell me about your phases. Best and worst.
I used to have... No. I'm going to have to bring it up because it was a big part of my career. But anyway, I used to have these big, bold eyelashes that looked like I could fly away with them. I used to have big, like, brown eyebrows, contour to the max. Yeah, it was a crazy era. But I feel like it wasn't necessarily a fail because it helped me grow to the person I am today. But a fail I did have, which I regret so much, I wanted the natural look with lashes, and one day I woke up ready for school and I curled my eyelashes with a eyelash curler, and I wanted them to be so long as possible, but I put the eyelash curler on my eyelashes and I pressed a little bit too hard and ended up ripping all my eyelashes out. It didn't hurt.
Did it just literally snap
It just
them?
cut them off. And I was 20 minutes away from catching my bus for school. I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, so I posted a TikTok about it, obviously, but like, I was like, what am I going to do right now? Half my eyelashes are not on my eye. Like, but I think that was my biggest fail.
But was the rubber thing still on it?
Yes, but what I used to do... This was a hack alert of TikTok. But I got my hairdryer and I heated it up.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So it just fully wiped them off. I was like, oh
like
my goodness.
Fried them. You fried your eyelashes, basically, off.
That sounds so bad, but yeah.
I love that. And what do you think? What does the best on what content does the best? Do you get the best sort of reactions and...
Oh, 100% me getting ready.
Just but as in any particular type of getting ready? Is it more the actual makeup tips, or is it just you chattering away as you put it on?
Energetic. It's just me talking about anything. It's so hard to properly explain if you haven't watched one of my videos. You have?
Oh no, I've completely watched them.
You'll understand. I just ramble.
Yes.
I just ramble about anything, and it's just, and then people in the comments will be like, oh, what blush was that, or what contour was that? What mascara is that? And then I'll be in the comments, I'll be replying to them, or in like a next video, I'll be like, oh, someone asked me about this. It's this mascara, blah, blah, blah. Then I go back to rambling. Them videos, I think, do the best.
Ah, yeah.
Just me talking about anything.
It's the authenticity, it's the realness. People want to feel they're connecting to a human, not a sort of like glamorized, unobtainable
100%.
kind of beauty.
And I love that. I love it. I just love being that relatable person for everybody.
And now you're kind of, you've been thrust into sort of like, a bit of in the media.
Yeah.
Does it feel really weird? Do you feel like a bit of a like, what am I doing here?
All the time. All the time. Like I say, I'm from Newcastle. No one from Newcastle, I think, like, does anything like I do, if that makes sense. And normally when I go down London, I go to these like beauty events, or I went to Benefit the other week and it was amazing. I just sit there and I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm like, hi everybody. And I had the old person come up to me and they were like, oh, I used to watch you get ready for school all the time. I was like, thank you so much. I just felt so honoured that someone like knew me, because normally I'm like, what am I doing here?
Yeah. So you feel like a sort of, I
feel so out of place.
How do you deal with that though? Because if come, like someone you might know that you've watched for years comes up and goes, I love watching you. How's that?
That's amazing. I can't lie. I don't hold it in. I'm like, oh my goodness, I used to watch you all the time. I mean,
who have you met that's like that? And they're like, oh, I've watched you. And you're both going, oh, this is so exciting.
So there's a YouTuber and she's called Tiana Wilson. Have you heard of her? She's got really curly hair. She's gorgeous. But I literally grew up watching her on YouTube, on the telly. And
she taught you how to do makeup?
Yeah, she did. She literally did. I used to watch her all the time, and she's made these silly videos and like makeup videos and pranks. And I saw her at an event once. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, do I say hi? And she came up to me and she was like, oh, you're Tallulah, aren't you? I was like, you know me? I was like, you know who I am? Oh, it was the best feeling ever.
Well, that's gorgeous, and I think it's just it's growing your confidence.
Oh, it's
growing kind of, the more experiences you have, the more things you're doing, the more you just go, oh, that's easy. Why was I worried about that? I think as you get older,
I feel more comfortable, don't I? And it's just, it was the best feeling ever. I was like, you know who I am? Like, that's crazy.
It is really funny. And so, products. Let's get down and dirty into the world of products. What are the products that you love? What are the things, your go-tos that you're well known? Everyone's like, oh, we know that Tallulah loves ...
Everybody knows I love my mascara. But I mean, like I said, I did used to be a lashes girl, but now I've stuck with the same mascara for ever since I quit lashes now, and it has been the Benefit Bad Girl Bang.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I've got it on today. I use it every single day. It's been my favourite. I could never, ever, ever live without it, honestly.
So how do you prep your lashes? What's your routine?
I always go in with a lash serum beforehand, because obviously I'm quite scared of doing what I did with a lash curler again. I don't want to be cutting my lashes off.
Is this like a UK lash or one of those
UK lash?
Help it grow?
So I use UK lash and I put that on, I let that soak in, and then I don't use an eyelash curler. I've learnt my lesson. I don't. Everyone asks me this. They're like, Tallulah, like, what eyelash curler do you use? I'm like, I don't use that. I don't use them anymore. I genuinely just go in with my mascara,
and you just
does the work.
coat and really down into the lashes.
Really
and
get deep down, get every single lash.
So that's your sort of key, your signature at the moment. And what about skin? What's the sort of what's the evolution of like your foundation
Skincare,
and stuff, or foundation?
Foundation. I always go in, if I want a really glowy base, I go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I love it. I just feel like it's not really like a foundation. It's kind of like it's just like a glow. If you've ever used it, you'll understand it's like got coverage, but it just makes your skin look so glowy. And I always go in with that if I want a really smooth base. I'm obsessed with it. I love it.
And then is that your sort of your foundation?
That's what I start off with, and then I go in. I use a range of all different products. I don't just use like one range. So if you want me to go on, I will go on forever. If you want me to.
But the number one is the lashes. Is your mascara.
My lashes.
I love that. And where do you think the trend in makeup's going? What are you seeing that girls your age are now getting more into?
I feel like it's really, that clean girl look. Everyone is doing that clean girl look at the minute. Just hardly like wearing a lot of makeup, but where it hardly looks like they're wearing makeup. And I can't lie, I am leaning into that a little bit now. I am looking for the clean girl look now. And from my experience being like a chav or whatever, I don't know, but.
It's showing your true skin and showing yourself. Does it make you feel more confident?
100%, because I used to layer my face. I used to layer my face. Like I hardly ever used to have any spots, but I just used to cover as much as I could. Because I feel like when I was in school, I was very insecure anyway. Because I always used to look up to these people. I always used to compare myself, whatever. But that's not important because you shouldn't do that anyway. So I used to coat my face in all the makeup I could find. But now, I feel because social media's grew into this kind of thing where you need to be yourself, you need to be natural, you need to embrace your natural beauty. I love how people are doing the clean girl look because it's making people embrace their natural beauty, which I love.
No, I think it is a really nice trend. And as an older person, I love the fact that younger girls, teen girls, because they have such good skin and because they already are beautiful, and actually embracing how gorgeous you are, because it's like you want to kind of cover yourself in makeup to sort of it's like a mask. Do you think that it was like a mask when you were young, before your previous look?
Yeah.
It was like, I need to cover my face because I want to hide a bit.
Literally.
And it's almost like as you're becoming more confident, your makeup's getting lighter. Obviously, you've still
got a bit here and there, but you're just kind of leaning into embracing your natural skin and being confident in it, which I love.
And what do you think? What do you want to? What are you doing now? Where do you want to get to with this? Because you've got an incredible platform. What do you want to do with that, and where do you want to go?
I feel like I always want to stay how I started off with, but also I'd love to just, I don't know where, this is such an awkward question because I'm always take the day as it goes. Like, if I get an opportunity, I'll so take it. I'm down for anything. But the one thing I will say is I always want to stay being relatable. But with my whole career, I don't know where it's going to go. I just want to know that I just know personally that I want to keep my fans and just keep my like family I've got on TikTok and just keep being myself and just take the day how it goes.
Well, that I think is the most beautiful way of seeing it. However, if I had a magic wand and you could pick which show out of to be on, Traitors, Love Island, or I'm a Celebrity.
I'm a Celebrity.
I'm a Celebrity. Why I'm a Celebrity?
I am so competitive. So if someone put an insect in front of me to eat, I will eat it.
Okay.
If that means I win, I will eat that insect. I'm being serious.
That's like your army background is sort of being that sort of like, I can do this as I'm, that sort of toughness.
Yeah, I mean, like in the army cadets, you had to crawl through mounds of mud, like, cam cream your face. I do not care. I will eat that bug.
Well, I think it's beautiful, and I think you're at the forefront of where social media for your generation is going. So it is a huge platform. Do you feel that responsibility that you need to sort of now be a bit more, what I say is important, and saying anything that's not the right thing that could make girls feel bad about themselves or something, you feel slightly responsible? Yeah,
I do feel like I do have that responsibility. I mean, when I first started up, I felt like I had no responsibility in the world because obviously I had no idea what I was doing. But now that I've kind of grew into the social media world and I've seen the ins and outs of everything, and like I can see the outcome of things, I feel like I do have a big responsibility to kind of be this like what's the word? It's not really an inspiration, but this for other girls. I want to have this, like, I always want to feel like I want to be that big sister of the internet.
Thank you so much, Tallulah. Honestly, absolutely fascinating to hear from someone at the forefront of the sort of social media generation. And if anyone wants to find out more about, you can follow Tallulah on social media by searching Tallulah Metcalfe. That's it for True Reflections this week. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe wherever you are watching. You can find me across your social media by searching at True Reflections Podcast. You can also explore my Skin and Motion cosmetics range to help boost your confidence at skin.in.motion on your social media channels. I'll be back next week with another celebrity to talk through their beauty experiences, their favourite products, and delve deeper into how the ideals of beauty shapes not just our physical appearance, but also the core of our identities. Until then, have a lovely week.